Happy Saturday, everybody. Hope you guys have all been enjoying the Outlaws of Thunder Junction. And we're into the, end of week 6 for Outlaws of Thunder Junction. And last week for my week 5 meta breakers, the Dimir Greed list, which sort of is a Dimir control shell, won the vote here on YouTube, at least for the early on in the week. And then it then lost to the incubator control. So I wish I could put a time limit on the poll for when it closes. But generally I do try to take the poll results either on Monday afternoon or Tuesday. So I do my best to follow the poll, but every once in a while it doesn't work perfectly. And with that being said too, I try to do 5 hours or 50 matches with a deck. And since I'm kind of trying to, realizing that it's going to be more difficult to make this into a part-time job, moving away from spending as much time as I was on Magic, right? So we're going to be kind of, I closed down my podcast, Nowhere is Required. I'm going to be stopping doing the weekly best of 3 sideboard guides, maybe at least until rotation. So we got to shift things around. So I do like being able to talk about off meta picks and then have you guys vote on it. And so, really whether or not it's a top meta performer, I don't think matters very well, because I'm not the perfect pilot in the world. I make mistakes. And if you really, really want to just jam to Mythic in best of 1, then, take your mono white humans or your mono red aggro and just go for it, right? So this is really just more for fun than it really is an exercise of what matchups is it really great against, because even if the 50 match summary wasn't particularly it was a small sample size in the first place, right? So I think really the only person who was holding me to that level of 50 games was myself. So anyway, this list is still doing some really cool stuff, and thanks for listening to my ramblings. The whole point of this deck is Greed's Gambit, and so we got this one for Outlaws of Thunder Junction, and it gives you 6 life, draws you 3 cards, and creates 3 2/1 black bat creature tokens with flying. At the beginning of your end step, you discard a card, lose 2 life, and sacrifice a creature. And then if it leaves the battlefield, you discard 3 cards, lose 6 life, and sacrifice 3 creatures. So really quickly, though, what we're trying to do is we're trying to give it away. So we've got the Shifting Grift, which does work if your opponent has an enchantment. If they don't have an enchantment, though, the other way that we can give it away is Coveted Falcon. And then do remember that when Coveted Falcon attacks, you gain control of a permanent you own but don't control. So you don't want to attack with your Falcon and take back the Greed's Gambit. But there's some really cool, you can give away some of your lands depending on what point in the game it is, and gives you a bunch of card draw. And the Greed's Gambit is a tricky one to figure out, because you can wait until you can play it for 6, basically, to play the Greed's Gambit and then flip the Falcon for 2. And so you immediately don't get any of the negative drawbacks of the Greed's Gambit. You can also play this out on 4 and then do it on the following turn, but that gives you your opponent the opportunity to hit it with enchantment removal, where you then lose 6 life, discard 3 cards, and sacrifice 3 creatures, which hurts quite a bit. So then the rest of it is just kind of how do we survive until we hit our combo. And we've got Path of Peril, we've got the Deadly Cover-Up, so we've got 4 Wraths. Beseech the Mirror is a tutor ability, same with the Insatiable Avarice, that lets us go kind of find the missing pieces. Impulse for dig, Sleight of Hand for dig, and then we've got Cut Down for removal, and Go for the Throat for removal. And then we've got the Hopeless Nightmare, which is nice to set up the bargain for the Deadly Cover-Up, being able to deal the damage and have your opponent discard a card. So it can work surprisingly well against a control deck, because if you do land that Greed's Gambit on their side of the field, if they do destroy it with a Get Lost once it's theirs, then they have to be the one that discards 3 cards, loses 6 life, and sacrifices 3 creatures. So it's doing some cool stuff. So I hope to be able to show you guys some cool games here. And yeah, so I'll show you my favorite games and then kind of go over briefly how the deck did in the smaller time frame than I'm used to doing. Enjoy. All right, opponent is going first. We've got Cut Down for interaction, Nightmare to set up the bargain for a double Beseech the Mirror, Sleight of Hand for some dig. Seemed like an okay hand. We won't be able to cast the Beseech the Mirror until we hit 4, and we might need a lot of black mana, so we'll see how this pans out. Okay, Sleight of Hand is a sorcery, not an instant, so we're going to want to do that first. Really wanted to hit a land there. I think I'm going to be digging with the Impulse. We are up against red-white, so this is probably Boros Convoke, although there wasn't a turn 1 play, so it could be Jeskai Control. Now that we see the Resolute Reinforcements, this is definitely Boros Convoke. And so we're really going to need to hit into our Path of Perils. We can keep up the instant cut down here, or we could do the Impulse. I think I'm going to go for the Impulse dig, try to hit land and Path of Peril. Okay, Imidane's Recruiter. This is aggressive. Might need to go with the cut down here then, just to save the 3 life. And this Pain Land is definitely taking its tax. Damn. Okay, well, we need to hit a land here or it's all kind of over. There's the Path of Peril. I could try to top deck a black source because we need the Path of Peril as well. This is not looking good. We can play the Hopeless Nightmare out here. The nice thing is that if we hit a black source, we can Beseech the Mirror, sacrifice the Hopeless Nightmare, and play out the Path of Peril. Now, War Leader's Call lets me Shifting Grift on the Greed's Gambit, and it's not often that Boros is actually running... it's not often that Boros is actually running enchantment removal. So sometimes they do run and get lost. So I could do Beseech the Mirror here, sacrifice the Hopeless Nightmare, and get the Path of Peril, wiping this. I could also just Greed's Gambit, discard the Falcon, because we're going to Shifting Grift with the War Leader's Call. And then that gives me 2/1s that I can use to trade with their board. So I think I'm just going to go with playing the Greed's Gambit out now. Alright, so we do want as much mana in this deck as possible. I don't think the Coveted Falcon's looking particularly good in this situation. Although it is I can go Shifting Grift into playing a 3-drop. So might be right to get rid of one of the Beseech the Mirrors. I think I will. Talked myself into it. Because then if we hit another Greed's Gambit, like, we can do that instead. But this helps with we gain 6 life, kind of helps us stabilize against the early pressure. And then we can trade here. Okay, this is looking okay. Okay, so those are going to be 1/1s. So we're going to go exchange... Oh, this costs 3 to do. Dang it. Okay, so I can't actually play the Coveted Falcon and the Grift, I forgot. So we're going to go here with exchanging the 2 enchantments. Take their War Leader's Call. And then I guess we're going to just take damage here. Next turn, do the Deadly Cover-Up. See if we can stabilize. Because if they slam Imidane's Recruiter here, we take, what, 7 damage? And we go to 4? It's not looking good. That's fine. Again, we can Beseech the Mirror, or we can do the Deadly Cover-Up. And that's perfect for us, because we're just going to wipe the board. And then I think I'm going to remove the Knight Errant of Eos as opposed to the Imidane's Recruiter. Deadly Cover-Up. We could also get rid of anything in there. So we could get rid of the Imidane's Recruiter. Okay, so Impulse into turn here. I think we can afford the 1 life. And now we've got Path of Peril and Cut Down. Could also just take the land to continue hitting the land drops. I don't think the land's super important. I think against Boros Convoke, the Path of Peril looks pretty nice. They do have a Sanguine Evangelist in hand, so we could take the cut down to hit the Sanguine Evangelist. But I think I'm just going to take the Path of Peril. Again, Magic, so many options. Okay, so we're going to Deadly Cover Up here and get rid of the Knight Errant Eos. They play the Sanguine Evangelist out, and then we might have to Beseech. Get rid of 6 mana. What can we do? So Beseeches, 2 impulses. Okay, that's fine. I think getting rid of all of the Knight Errant Eos is pretty nice. And then, let's see, they've got one more Sanguine Evangelist, 2 Recruiters. They're going on a, what, 4-2 split for their enchantments? Okay. Alright, and then Imidane's Recruiter is their other card. Survive! We gotta survive! Okay, so Beseech the Mirror. I could Beseech the Mirror to go get removal. Ah, they had enough. Alright. Fun stuff. Alright, opponent goes first. We've got the fast land, so we do have access to black. Double Greed's Gambit. We've got the Falcon to give it to them. Sleight of Hand and Impulse to dig into probably early removal. I do think that I like to have a cut down or a go for the throat for that little bit of stabilization, but I think this is okay. And are we doing anything on turn 1? This is a slow land, so we can do that on turn 3. We're up against mono red aggro. So I think I need to find my cut downs. Beseech the Mirror, not really a great Beseech the Mirror. I think I just go for another Sleight of Hand dig. We're trying to find, I think, probably Path of Peril to reset the board. We're going to take a ton of damage. Ah, cut down. Perfect. Okay. So now we're going to keep up the cut down. Actually, just do the cut down now, because then they can't prowess in response. We need to slow the onslaught. So if they do play a Slick Shot, that would be another target that we could hit. Okay, Painland or just black? I think I'd go with just black. Against mono red, I don't know if the Painland's going to be good. We're definitely going to Gambit on 4. So this is looking like Coveted Falcon as a 2-2, Greed's Gambit to stabilize. Hope we're not dead. Now I guess I could Impulse to try to find a cut down, because I think we're just dead this turn. Guess I could play this out as a 1-4 to block the Phoenix Chick. Then I can't get rid of the Greed's Gambit, though. I think I'll go with... Let's try it. Next turn we get Greed's Gambit, so we just have to survive this turn. So maybe I was supposed to just flip this up as a 1-4, because then here this is 7 damage and we're just basically dead, right? So it was probably better to try to do it as a 1-4. Made my decision though. We're dead to a lightning bolt. Yeah. Alright, well, if we were on the play, I think we would have been able to get that Greed's Gambit off. Maybe survive. Mono red seems like a tough matchup. Alright, we've got Slow Land, Pain Land. So we can use the cut down, but at the cost of life. We'll see if we end up against mono red again. It is the beginning of the season, so likely to see more of that. Could also just do this. That allows me to cut down and Hopeless Nightmare next turn. And like if they do play a Slick Shot or something like that, it's not that big of a deal. All right. Mirrex into Warden of the Inner Sky is likely to be Boros Convoke. Don't think there's a better cut down target that comes to mind. Just get rid of the Warden now. Could Impulse to try to make sure that we hit a land. If they go like Voldaren Epicure, they can't sack it to hit the Warden, so I could see holding on to the cut down. But I also think that this is fine. Take a damage to make them discard. Now, one of the things you don't want to do is bargain and sacrifice your own Greed's Gambit, right? Because that's going to deal a whole bunch of damage to you. I think we just need to make sure that we continue to hit our land drops. So I guess I'm just taking the Field of Ruin here. They're likely to just play Resolute Reinforcements. Oh, they did not. Okay. I almost feel like this deck needs a little bit more land, because a lot of times that I've been using my tutors and stuff playing this game, or playing this deck, I've basically been looking for land. And now if I sacrifice this to find land, I can't use Beseech the Mirror to go get removal. Which is not great. But we can't miss land drops. So we're going to do the Hopeless Nightmare here, and we get 2 or fewer, which would be a tap land. So we're just going to... Oh. Scry, right. I don't think I like the fast land. So I had been patient. So I think what I'm going to do here is Greed's Gambit. They have Get Lost. It's going to suck. Okay. Oh, see, Undercity Sewers is the Surveil land. So that doesn't let me deadly cover up. We've got Insatiable Avarice and Beseech the Mirror. This one allows me to search something up for 3. That can be good for hitting Falcon, which I can play and flip for 5. So I could Avarice, find the Falcon, play this land. That's all fine. I'm not sure I need the second Greed's Gambit. I think I like having the double Wrath more. And we can... Let's see, how many Gambits do I have? I have 2 more Gambits. So this is kind of like having 2 in hand, so... I think I'm going to just ditch that. Ooh, okay. War Leader's Call. Interesting. So Path of Peril can really reset things here. And then I can Avarice, Insatiable Avarice to find the Falcon. It's probably worth just trading here. I think that's fine. That's what's nice about the Greed's Gambit, just being able to stabilize for you. We do want to get it off the field, though. And so I think I might go for taking some damage to try to give them the Greed's Gambit. I could also deadly cover up, but this is not a great board to wipe, right? Same with the Path of Peril. We want to do the Surveil before we do the Avarice. So I will have 5 if I draw, and then the following turn I would have 6. I don't think I need 6 with this board. I've already got the 5. So I think I can get rid of the island. And then Avarice 4/5 would let me draw it, but we're just going to go for 3. And see if we can set this up. I think I like my Wraths more than the Beseech the Mirrors. If they play Imidane's Recruiter, though, we could just be dead. Okay, so... Oh, you know what I should have done is I should have gotten Shifting Grift for the Warleader's Call, but it was just too slow. Dang. Okie dokie, here we go. We've got Impulse, Avarice, Board Wipe, Beseech. I guess I wonder if the original builder of this mulliganed heavily for the combo. I haven't played it enough to really figure out what the mulligan strategy yet is. This seems okay. Lead out with the Surveil land. Then just play Darkslick Shores. See if we can survive against mono red. Path of Peril on 3 is going to be nice. And then Greed's Gambit on 4. Impulse, and then we have double... Yeah, I think just hitting lands is fine. So it looks like in Darkslick Shoals, Impulse, Path of Peril on 3. and pray we're not... Oh, they're missing land, too. That helps. So this is the Gruul Aggro Combat Tricks deck. Gamp, okay. Okay, so what do we need? Falcon lets me play Gambit on 4 and then Falcon and Flip on 5. Seems okay. This can hit for a ton of damage, so I think I'm still gonna go just for the early 2-for-1. And we could try to get more out of this, but I think just 2-for-1 is fine. Because Gruul Aggro is trying to kill us quickly. Okay, so they used a combat trick there to create a 2/2 and hit me for 3. That's pretty good. And they're plotting the Slick Shot show off. Okay. So here we could go for the throat on there. But I think what I'm going to do is just Greed's Gambit again. Try to hit land 5 to be able to do the Falcon. So this gives me a fair amount of stabilization against their stuff. Then we can, the following turns, like, we can wipe with the Deadly Cover-Up if we need to. I think I'm the more that I've been playing this, the more that I favor Gambit on the early turn. I don't think we need multiple Falcons. Go for the throat and cut down seem really good against them. Land 5 seems really good too, in case we need a Deadly Cover-Up. Could be right to ditch this because we already have a lot of the pieces of our combo. But I think I'm going to go with getting rid of the Falcon. Creature. Get some life. Demonic Ruckus, okay. Okay, so the question is, are we dead? Oh, we could also... Coveted Falcon can give multiple copies. So, I could Greed's Gambit. We can do multiple Greed's Gambit and give multiple copies to our opponent with one Falcon. Go for the Throat seems really good, though, against the Slick Shot Show-Off, unless they have the ability to give it Hexproof, which sometimes they do have that ability. If I go for the Falcon right now, I get a 2-1 and a 1-4 to be able to block the Slick Shot Show-Off. And then they have one Greed's Gambit to deal with. That was my original plan. So I'm gonna continue with that plan. I could give them multiple stuff if I wanted to draw, but I think I'll just give them the one Greed's Gambit and chill. Again, we can tutor for another Falcon if we want to up it. So I'm kind of hoping that they tap out here. Its toughness doesn't go up with prowess. Okay, so there's the Snakeskin Veil. Which means unless they have another Snakeskin Veil, we can kill it with our Go for the Throat. We can also just Deadly Cover Up and get rid of all of the Slick Shot Show-Offs in their deck. And that gets around them having Snakeskin Veil. Oh, they have to sacrifice a creature too. So that helps. Yeep! Ooh, buddy. Okay. Oh man, we're at 3 life. That is some scary business. Kind of makes me want a Greed's Gambit. And then I can tutor for... Yeah, I think I'd play another Greed's Gambit here. And next turn... Yeah, okay, there's all of our lands. Good. So I want to be able to hold up... Go for the Throat. 2 or more, 2 or more. Okay. Whew, this one's definitely a thinking deck for sure. So now I'm going to have to discard for hand size and also from Greed's Gambit, right? We're going to want to go find... We're going to want to go find a Falcon to give them the Greed's Gambit. Otawara is interaction, but I think I'll discard that one. Okay, so what card do I want to get rid of? I think Path of Peril over Deadly Cover-Up. Again, we don't have a whole lot of life to work with. Damn it! So the Deadly Cover-Up would have been nice for that. Okay. So now we can Beseech the Mirror on a 2-1 to get the Falcon to then flip. So I can attack with 1/2/1 and get the Falcon to give them the Greed's Gambit, and then it's whether or not they can fling me with the show off. Whew! All right, so many options here. So attack with the token we're gonna sack. Bargain the token. Go get the... Oh, the falcon. Does it let me play it face down? Oh. This might not actually work. Okay, for science. Can I cast it face down? Otherwise, I didn't need to sacrifice the 2/1. Okay, that did not work according to plan. Okay, so I needed to put that in my hand so that I could morph it. Oh gosh, I'm gonna die. Oh. Okay, so I can do the Avarice to be able to draw another Falcon. Because I still have one in my deck, right? Yeah, I've got one left. But then I can't go for the throat and cut down the Slick Shot Show Off. Okay, I guess. Oh, but okay. Oh, how do I win the? I need. Oh, damn it. Okay, I needed that to work differently. Discard a card. Probably can discard a tutor. Definitely screwed this up. Okay. So I'm gonna do cut down first, right? And then go for the throat. All right. Now we just have to not die from our own Greed's Gambit, because they're pretty much... Alright, how do I not die from my own Greed's Gambit? Because if Greed's Gambit gets destroyed, I'm dead. All right, so what I'm going to have to do is sacrifice my Falcon to go get one and put it in... Oh, no, I don't have... I can just put it in hand and play it outright. Go to 3, give it to them next turn. Will they get haste and minute? Oh, no! Oh, I forgot about the foul. I'm okay. All right. I'm making a lot of mistakes. I'm still not dead though. I'm just very close to dead. Cast Exile without paying its mana cost. Let's see, Avarice lets me draw it next turn. That also works. I'm not sure I can cast it from... I'm not sure I can morph it from Exile with Beseech the Mirror. Oh boy. Okay, so what we're gonna do is we're gonna go Avarice and we're gonna go Tutor for our last Falcon. And then we're gonna chill. And I guess between these options, go for the throat is the best. I'm just making content, right? Oh, I could have also Mirixed. All right. Oh, you're kidding me. Oh, okay, wait, no, I have the go for the throat. Whew. Okay. Okay, don't play shock, all right? Let's not attack with the Falcon. Dang, maybe I should have given them the land there too. Gulp. Okay, tension, they're dead next turn. Don't attack. Don't attack like an idiot. I could mill for another Falcon. Takanuma. And then give them some lands so that I can find removal or life. I needed an untapped land to do it. Okay, well, at least this means that if they get the Menace off the Demonic Ruckus, I have 2 blockers. So I guess I'll just play the Falcon outright. Ha ha ha! Alright, what'd you draw? Please don't draw Burn. Huh, okay. So, poorly executed. Don't do what I did. Okay, there we go. Oh man, we have no black. We have Field of Ruin and Mirix, which gives us black for a turn. And then we have 4 black spells. YOLO? YOLO. Team never mull. Probably should mull this hand. Demonic Ruckus. Okay, so Underground River gives us black at the cost of damage. This lets me hold up Cut Down, though, for whatever they're going to try to play and then play on the Demonic Ruckus. I think early interaction of Cut Down and Go for the Throat is good. Plotting the Slick Shot Show Off, fine. So here we can play... I probably just play out the island. Hold up, Go for the Throat. Would be nice to get a normal black source there that doesn't hurt us against mono red. But this is why I was talking about I like to have cut downs and go for the throats if I can, because there's a lot of mono red on the ladder. Oh boy. Double Slick Shot Show Off. Okay. Well, well, well. Yes. We're gonna take some damage then. This would have been nice to get earlier. But Go for the Throat should kill whatever they play, and then Cut Down is likely not to. But we don't even have the double black to be able to do it. So this is just Go for the Throat on whatever they try to enchant. Because this gives them a card draw, so I think it's worth just doing now. And with 3 cards in hand, I'm relatively certain that the cut down's not going to work. And then we need just removal for this, which we could probably kill it on our turn. We'll see. Depends on how many spells they drop right here, right? Okay, Felonious Rage. Surprised I didn't cast the Felonious Rage on the one I was killing, but this probably going to try to kill us in one turn. One last spell. Oh, is it a double strike? Alright. Dang it. Yeah, deck struggles a little bit with early pressure. Thanks for watching to the end of my video. As you can see, I'm not the world's best Magic the Gathering pilot, nor do I ever claim to be. But the deck is a lot of fun. I think that it's got some complicated lines in it, but ultimately, I've been struggling a little bit with it. I'll you know, to be upfront, I do think it struggles against mono red. I kind of feel like we need more cut downs and go for the throats than just 3 and 3. Like I might try bumping those up to 4 and 4 to see if that can kind of help against the Boros or the mono red matchup. And then the other one too is like Boros Convoke. This deck has a delicate strategy and a delicate plan. You do have the tools to beat the Boros Convoke matchup, largely based off of your board sweeps of Path of Peril and Deadly Cover-Up, depending how well your opponent is playing around that match. I came up against a fair amount of prowess, and the Gruul Prowess deck or the mono red Prowess deck. Do keep in mind that you can use Beseech the Mirror to find Path of Peril, and that's an interesting option if you are worried that they're going to have something like Tamiyo's Safekeeping or Snakeskin Veil or something like that. I screwed that up once. But yeah, it doesn't feel like it's amazing to me as far as like, will this be something that we see kind of make it into the actual meta? Because although it's fun to give your opponent Greed's Gambit, you can also just be looking for like one-turn kills, right? Like if you're going to play Bloodletter and Rush of Dread, that's a better combo than just giving them the Greed's Gambit, right? Or at least I feel like that. But I think the point of this deck is just to have fun, right? And it definitely was fun. So if you're looking for a fun little deck to try out and, you like the idea of giving your opponent, if you can survive, giving your control opponent a Greed's Gambit and watching them slowly die, this is the deck for you. So thanks for watching, and I'll catch you all next week for another Meta Breaker review. Take care, everybody.